All right, it says we're recording. So what's up, everybody? This is Red Cloud Gamer, bringing you the NSX Gaming Podcast. My guest host here. You want to introduce yourself again, buddy?
It's the Green Sween here to join you guys.
There we go. Oh man, it's been kind of a slow week news-wise. I mean, today some stuff busted up, but it
Yeah,
really was slow.
A little bit of breaking news today. Seemed like there was a leak from Nintendo of Korea saying that soon we are going to get a Zelda Age of Calamity demo to try the game before we buy it.
And you think that'll be a worldwide demo, or is that just going to be like a Korean thing?
I'm sure that's going to be a worldwide thing. I just think Korea was the first to kind of drop it on accident, but I can't see them only releasing the demo in just one region.
I feel like that's happened before, but I think for Calamity of Ganon it won't.
Too big of a release, right?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, you know what? I should have something playing here. People are gonna yell at me. It's just a boring screen.
Yeah, I was looking for that. I was actually looking up at the screen. I was like, uh-oh, I thought I was messing up on my Discord, believe it or not.
Let me see. There we go. Source. All right, you can see.
As long as I click watch stream, hold on here. Hold on, it's loading up now. There we are.
There we go. Some more Nexamon. I know.
Nexamon.
It's going right back to last week's. I mean, not last week's video. This is a different video. I played a little more, but
nice.
It is the same game. I know I'm pretty boring.
Anything new that you found in the game that you feel worth bringing up for this podcast?
I mean, nothing real special. Like it's pretty much the same. You know, just a Pokemon clone. I found some more Pokemon. I got to fight one of the dragons, which I think is at the end of this video. It's Pokemon, man. It's Pokemon, but they don't call it Pokemon, and I'm gonna start calling it Pokemon because I keep mixing it up and saying Pokemon on accident. So I'm just going with it from now on. It's Pokemon: The Nexo Adventures. It's just.
Well, one thing, speaking of Pokemon, that's worth talking about this week is the Crown Tundra DLC dropped on the 23rd.
You were pretty excited about that last week, right?
I mean, I was excited to see what they had. I wasn't really I'll give it. My expectations were very low, to be honest with you. Going in, I wasn't really a big fan of the Isle of Armor personally. It was just short. I didn't feel like anything was really unique. The wild area was really, really good, but that was about it for Isle of Armor. Crown Tundra, I will say, did exceed my expectations a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it made Pokemon Sword and Shield the game I wanted it to be. Absolutely not. But they did show some future stepping stones and some unique things in Shield. And I think this made the DLC worth it. I'll say that. The DLC became worth it with Crown Tundra.
So what do you think? Do we get more DLC after this, or are they just moving on to the next gen?
I think they go right. I don't think they go right for the next gen. I think there's a gap game. I think it's either a Diamond and Pearl remake or a Let's Go Johto. But I think they do that and they kind of decide what they want to do with the next game. I don't think you'll see another.
Am I crazy, or are those remake games and Let's Go games handled by a different team? I could have sworn those were handled by someone else while the main team does the next gen stuff.
I think Let's Go is made by another company, but I can't speak for if the Diamond and Pearl remakes were to happen. I didn't play Omega Sapphire and or Alpha Ruby, whatever they're called. I haven't even got to play those yet.
Fake fan.
Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I just said that completely backwards, I realized, but there you go. I never had the 3DS, so funny story, a little quick story about the 3DS is my 3DS probably a couple months after I got it, I'm going to say 2-3 months after I got it, it went missing, right?
You mean it got stolen?
Well, yeah, so here's the thing, right? Is for the longest time, my lifetime best friend who was big into gaming got a blue 3DS the week after, right? So like in my head, I was like so suspicious, and so eventually like it kind of caused a huge argument between us, and then we kind of stopped talking for a little bit, and then we just rekindled whatever. And he told me it really wasn't, and I actually believed him. So I'm like, man, who else could have stole my 3DS? So ready? A couple years ago, I'm hanging out with my brother, right? And he's talking, and he's like, "Yo, I remember one time when I was at your birthday party, I took your 3DS," and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "I took your 3DS, and I was like playing at home, and then I just sold it on Craigslist." I was like, "Wow."
Wow, remember that time that I did that mad crappy thing to you?
And he was laughing so hard. I'm like, "Dude, you're terrible." I'm like, "You caused more
Like-
than just losing a
Like,
3DS."
bro,
a
you ended a
feud.
friendship for years.
Yeah, like, well, not years. It was a couple months. It blew
Oh,
over though
man.
because we talked, and he,
Man,
you know,
did
he
you
really
smack him?
No, I mean,
What?
dude, I know, but I mean, it was so long. I mean, this is, God, years after you know what I mean? He took it, and he was like a kid at the time. He had to be 13, 14 when he did that. So
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
how old was he when he told you that he did it?
probably like 19, 20.
Old enough to get
That's what
smacked?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's that's messed up, man.
So unfortunately, I kind of missed out on the 3DS era. I would actually, you know, I really wanted to get a 3DS.
I was gonna say you don't have to
so
miss
bad.
out. Like that, it still exists. You can go grab one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wanted to go to Vortex Gaming. Shout out to Vortex Gaming in Latham, New York. They're an awesome gaming company. I feel like everybody in that region should definitely know about Vortex Gaming and Chris. He really does a phenomenal job. And Otto, they're both great people, and they have a lot of retro stuff that you're not gonna find anywhere else around here. You know.
Yeah, there's not really much of a market for the retro stuff around here, so it's
There's
nice to
not.
have a location that you can go to and find a lot of it. I know I went up there for a lot of the more classic action figures for the kids, so
Right, right.
they do have a
I,
really good selection.
You know, and you could even learn things just by being there. I remember I walked in there and I saw he had a World of Warcraft board game. I never even knew it existed. I never knew World of Warcraft made a board game.
I'm going to tell you
Like
right
a,
now that I didn't know that either, but I kind of assumed that that was the case. World of Warcraft was too successful to not have something in every facet of sales.
yeah, of course, and it was kind of like a Dungeon and Dragons style kind of game. So I thought that was cool, but to actually see it too, let alone, you know, is like, wow, that's something I would have never thought of, but it's obvious,
Right.
you know. But you know, so I want to touch on that Crown Tundra DLC. How I felt, what was good, what was bad. I felt like the wild area was really, really deep. I really enjoyed the environments they had. They had a lot of depth and a lot of diversity in their environment. So you're in a lot of caves, a lot of snowy area, clear area, water. They just had a lot of good balance for the environment. Um, a lot of the quests I felt like were pretty boring for the most part. I thought the Cali Rex, the main storyline, and the Reggies, you know how they brought the 3 Reggies back?
Yeah.
Very, very simple puzzles, nothing too fancy. It was very simple to the point. I didn't like that. I wanted a little more challenge, a little more something unique. But when it came to the 3 legendary birds, the Galar versions, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno, they really gave some love to the cinematics, and the quest was interesting. So you got the 3 birds, right? And now you have 3 zones. So Zapdos goes to the first wild area, Moltres goes to the second wild area, and then Articuno stays in the wild area for Crown Tundra. And you have to explore the wild area while they're flying overhead, and you have to try to catch up to them. And it's actually pretty challenging.
That sounds solid.
Right,
I'm sure
like,
if I
you
go
know
check
what
with Ralphie, he already caught them all.
Right, right. But you know what I mean? I'm like, at least that's like something unique. That's something we haven't done in Pokemon, had to run around and actually grab the Pokemon. And it kind of almost shows us like, hey, like there can be quest, like actual quest. You know what I mean? Like it's a step in that direction. So I'm trying to look at it with a positive point of view. And then they added the raid dens. And
Explain raid dens.
yeah, so this is how you're gonna catch the legendaries in Pokemon, and you go in this den. You can go online with 4 people, or you could just do it offline. And almost in the beginning, it's like they do a Pokemon draft, and you can't bring in your own Pokemon. You have to pick between 3 Pokemon, and once you pick one, that one goes off the board, and another one pops up. So it's like a fantasy draft kind of Pokemon thing, and at first I didn't like this. I'm like, I can't bring my own Pokemon in. I don't think that's unique. But then I thought about it and I was like, this is kind of teaching me how to use different moves. And not everything's easy. I can't just do what I want. You know what I mean? I can't have this type go against this type. I have to really strategize and you get 4 lives just like you would in a raid. But if you die on the way, you have to do 3 battles and then the legendary. If you die on the way, you lose a life. So it's I've wiped a couple. I've wiped about 4 or 5 out of 20. So
No, I mean that sounds challenging. Like I like the concept. I told you one of my biggest problems with the Switch has been that I feel like Nintendo did kind of turn the difficulty down on all of their games. You know, and
yeah,
I'm all for it. I understand that most Nintendo fans today are kids. Yes, some of us are people that grew up with it and we still play it. But a lot of people my age that grew up with Nintendo moved on to PlayStation, Xbox, or whatever, PC,
yeah.
sometime after that. So a lot of Nintendo's user base is children, and I understand the need to keep games easier for them. But like still give me the ability to turn the difficulty up. You want it
Right, like
easy by default? Go ahead, but let me say, hey, you know what? I'm pretty good at this kind of game. I'd like it to be a little harder for me.
difficulties, you know what I mean? And that's what
Yeah.
Nintendo used to do so well was like if you're on easy, anybody could pick it up and play it. And if you're on the difficulty though that's hard, like let's just take Mario Kart for instance, 50cc, a caveman can do it. You know, and then like you go to
What
200cc,
is this,
it's
a
like you better
Geico commercial?
I know. But you go up to 150, 200cc, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, this is actually you better know how to drift, you better know how to use your items right, you better know the game, you know?
Yeah, that's probably why I don't go that high.
Yeah, I feel
I'm
you.
the Geico guy here.
50cc. That's the caveman.
Yep, that's me.
No, but
Uh,
so overall, I think it did make the game a lot better. I thought it added more unique diversity. I just think the storyline has kind of been dry for a while, and I think they need to go more deep into personalization and really make Pokemon. I want to say more like an MMORPG, honestly, but it's
I would
tough on the
kill
Switch.
for it. We've been talking about that concept for years.
I mean, and I mean, Pokemon Go has really kind of shown us that that concept is like it can exist. The raid features but the thing is it's consumed with microtransactions because it's an app and they're making money. Why wouldn't? And that's not even a Game Freak thing though. That's the thing is Niantic makes it. I think Game Freak has just gotten lazier with their games, and why wouldn't? I mean, they've had the success. And that's why it's good that we're showing a game like Nexomon, and that's why it's good that Pokemon's getting some competition finally, because it's a
Yeah,
game like
competition drives, excellence in gaming. It's like I've been playing Madden, my whole life really, and I feel like Madden hasn't integrated new features at anywhere near the rate that it used to when NFL 2K was around.
I would like them to also like if they did something with like Pokemon, I would like it more to like go in depth with like actually using the Pokemon, building a bond with it, and like having it all like be unique. You know what I mean? Like really feel an attachment to the. I don't know. I just feel like they can go deeper. I feel like that was what made the game when we were younger. Was like really picking that starter. It was all special, and at first they got to find a way to do that again and make that special because I mean that's the big part of Pokemon, right? Is to bond with the Pokemon and
Yeah, well, I feel like they tried to do that with the Let's Go games. Making your partner Pokemon learn all these extra skills so you could kind of keep them in your party and use them the entire time. And then they got like super attacks that kind of dumbed the game down for me. I think it's probably why I didn't finish it myself.
I guess I would like to see like it take way longer to get a Pokemon to level 100 again, and I would like I don't know, like in like maybe like a skill tree system almost. You know what I mean? Like 1 out of 3 moves, every 15 levels, and you can only pick one.
I don't know. I feel like the level system in Pokemon is pretty much flawless for the Pokemon. I like the way it works. I wouldn't want it
Well,
changed. They really
no.
copy it a lot in Nexomon, and it just works right. I would like to see a system in Pokemon where like your trainer gets a level system that gives you some sort of skills, and it could be tons of things. Better catch rate on certain Pokemon, better efficiency with potions, whatever items, uh, ability to teach Pokemon moves earlier, anything.
Yeah.
It would be cool to do something deep like that with your trainer. But as far as the Pokemon levels, I like the way they work.
Right. So there's two more things I wanted to touch with Nintendo, and then we could touch the other systems. I just wanted to get my spiel out of the way. So something interesting I actually didn't even speak to you about yet because I saw it on the phone while we were discussing getting the broadcast ready. Is Mario 3D All Stars is getting an update on November 16th that will make all three games have inverted controls if you want it, the selection.
I'm not an inverted controls guy.
Well, you could turn it on. It was a big problem that you can't turn it on and off. You're stuck with playing one way, and they're adding an update. And I think it's interesting that they're adding an update to this game, especially when it's only being sold till March. And I'm wondering, does that mean we could see Galaxy 2 just kind of updated into it? It would be weird because it's not on the cover, but
I mean, I would definitely like to see Galaxy 2 added, and I was kind of thinking that maybe at some point next year they'll release like Super Mario 3D All Stars plus Galaxy 2. Kind of like Super Mario All Stars back in the day didn't have Super Mario World. Super Mario World was added in to a later release the year after it came out. So,
gotcha.
I mean, I think a lot of people want Galaxy 2, and there's been a lot of talk about it. I hope that Nintendo listens and says, all right, let's give them the game they're asking us for. I don't know if you're still watching the stream, but this guy that I'm about to fight,
yeah,
this is one of the random trainer battles where you walk by them and they see you and then you got to fight. But every single trainer, after like 20 or 30 minutes, can be fought again, and their Pokemon level up each time. So
now, are you automatically prompted to fight with
or their Nexomon? No, you are the first time. After that, they just have a symbol over their head that you can walk up and talk to them, and they'll say, "Hey, I want to fight again." Like he's saying it right here. I want you to fight me again. I know that you're skilled. Blah blah blah. Some of them are a lot more competitive and rude about it. Some of them are like, "Oh man, you're so good. I want to test myself against you."
That's cool. So there's some deep personality in the game.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it deep, but there's personality.
Okay.
And as you can see from the video, like the early parts are easy because your first Nexomon is going to level up really quickly.
That's plain breath. My oh my.
Yeah. And like, I mean, I fight guys that are, fire types that my moves aren't effective on, and I still pretty much slaughter them. It does get harder later. I watched Ralphie play, and it definitely becomes more of a challenge when you're fighting the tougher guys later in the game. And the fact that the Nexomon throughout the world level up with you eventually means that they're all going to be in very high level and able to fight you all the time.
Right.
Well, what else? You said you had two things for Nintendo, so what else you got for me?
So that's the one thing. And then I think the biggest thing kind of touches back to our topic last week is the Switch Pro. Big rumor through a company in Thailand that Nintendo is looking to use an LED screen and part ways with the LCD. So I mean, again,
so you think that might be towards the Pro, or just like a cost-efficient thing where they can get the LED screens cheaper?
Well, I think the LED screens over the LCD would also allow for higher quality gaming on the handheld screens. So I would have to guess that it's a move for the next model of Switch. I mean, I would have to guess. I don't think they're going to go back and just revise the regular Nintendo Switch, and because from what I heard, they're actually looking to part ways with the company that makes the screens for the Switch now.
I wonder if that's for a new system or a cost-efficient move, or
Could
both.
Be. Either way, right. But that's pretty much what's going on in the world of Nintendo right now. Mario 35 is still kicking.
I didn't really see much going on with Nintendo. I didn't see much going on with any of the main companies. I mean, we had the absurd thing where Atari came out talking about the Atari VCS. I mean,
that was coming.
Atari being Atari, like, there's not much to say. They want you to spend, depending on, I guess there's two versions, and it's either like $300 for one or $380 for the other. And it's like the $380 version is essentially like a PS4, maybe a slightly better PS4, maybe. I'd really have to look at the true spec breakdown. But you're talking about being $20 cheaper than the PS5 and the power of a PS4. Like, that's just a stupid concept to release it in the same month as next-gen systems when you are, for all intents and purposes, at best, a last-gen system. If it was cheaper, if it was $150, I could see it having a market. But I can't see. Like, Atari's burned people too many times already. They had like a dozen systems back when I was a kid. They had to bury like a million copies of E.T. the Atari game in some landfill in New Mexico or something.
E.T. the Atari game?
Yeah, it's like the worst game ever made. They just dug a hole and buried all these. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I think if you remember that channel G4 back in the day, which is actually making a comeback next year, but they did like a episode of one of their shows about where it was buried and why it happened, how it was supposed to be like the most successful game because it had the ET license, but then it was just terrible.
Yeah.
And I don't see Atari suddenly being successful. I think that gaming really is a two-horse race, and I know I say that with Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo involved, but I've always felt like since Sony came in, Nintendo has moved away and done their own thing, and they're primarily a handheld-focused company. That's actually, as I have the NSX logo at the top of the screen here, I started the NSX gaming. This was originally an assignment. I want to say 7th or 8th grade, and the Xbox and the GameCube were new. And I saw Nintendo doing a lot of stuff I didn't like. The tiny little disc. A lot of games they weren't securing. They were losing stuff that I thought they should have kept. They got like the consolation prize in Final Fantasy with the Crystal Chronicles. And I got this assignment in school we had to create our own, fake publication, a magazine. And we could pick whatever we wanted the topic to be. Except our teachers knew that teenage boys are perverts, so they like banned any adult content. But pretty much all the boys did like sports stuff, all the girls did like glamour stuff, and me being just a gaming nerd, I did a game magazine. I called it NSX. The original logo I drew up was different. It was actually the 3D N64 logo, the S from the PS2, and the original Xbox Green X logo, all inside a Nintendo pillbox. And we had to create a cover story, write the cover story, and do like a spreadsheet for like how much it was going to cost us and whatnot. So I did NSX Gaming, and the cover story, I draw. So I did a little sketch of Crash Bandicoot and Master Chief fighting, and Mario from Punch Out, little referee Mario. And my cover story was like, should Nintendo back out of the console race and allow Microsoft to challenge Sony for the crown? Because that's what I thought they were doing. I thought that they were going to shift to the handheld market. And I just want to point out that it took 20 years, but my prediction came true. The Switch is not a home console. We can say whatever you want that it hooks up to your TV. That's a portable system.
Well, I think it was smart of them to do something like that, honestly.
No, absolutely.
I mean, also, not to mention, that's the beauty of the Switch, if you ask me, is they really brought their home gamers and their handheld gamers to one console. And I like that. I mean, now really you give so much more time for production for these games on the Switch instead of, hey, here's a game for the 3DS, here's a game for the Wii U. Let's just make these...
Merging their focus onto one definitely helped.
Yeah. And I think it's really reflected on the games, 100%. I think Nintendo has made a lot of quality games for the Switch. I think honestly,
Nintendo always made quality games.
I mean, let's face it, Nintendo has seen, and this is hard to say in 2020, for Nintendo because they've been around for so long, but we've seen some of their main series best game on this console. I mean, you said it yourself. When you played Odyssey, you felt like you were really, truly playing the best Mario game. I
still do. That's absolutely the best Mario game.
And you know what I mean? And then you play a game like Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's hard to I understand the nostalgia of other games, but man, when you play a game like Breath of the Wild and the way they took that series, it's like, oh my God.
I mean,
and they
I do want to get back to the Atari thing, but what you're saying is 100% true. Like, it kind of sucks to be Nintendo because we really do expect that their new Zelda, their new Mario, their new Metroid, their new Donkey Kong is always going to be the greatest of all time, like, because they've delivered that kind of quality. I mean, you're talking about, Ocarina of Time, and then, Majora's Mask was kind of a side game built off Ocarina of Time, but then you're talking like Twilight Princess was an even better game, and, Skyward Sword a lot of people loved, and Breath of the Wild. And the same thing Mario, 64 to Sunshine to Galaxy, obviously Galaxy 2. 3D World, I think, wasn't really the same type of focus on being the best ever. And then Odyssey, like, you're always expecting Nintendo to put out better than the last game, and their games tend to be 10 out of 10 masterpieces. So it is probably a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah, well, and it's not every game that gets that kind of treatment for sure, if you ask me.
But their main franchises are expected to.
Yeah, no, for sure. But back to the Atari thing. I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
I think they're crazy trying to get back into the gaming market.
Yeah.
It's Sony and Microsoft's race, and then Nintendo does their own thing, and right now they're being wildly successful. Obviously, they were successful with the Wii. They weren't with the Wii U. I hope that whatever the Switch Pro or Switch 2 or any other type of successor to the Switch is retains the Switch's success, because I don't like seeing Nintendo like they were with the Wii U, where they really had almost no support, and it was just like a Nintendo game came out every 4 months or so. And other than that, the Wii U sat on the shelf, sometimes not even plugged in.
Yeah.
I think mine's actually in the cabinet, like it's being punished.
And I mean, another company I really want to talk about, believe it or not, a little bit, is Sega. I'm excited, honestly. I think 2021, we're gonna see a lot of great things in 2021. I think the recovery of the COVID year is going to be a great year of gaming. I think Sonic's 30th anniversary is truly going to be something special.
All right, I think you're wrong.
You do?
Yeah, I think 2021 is going to be a terrible year in gaming.
Oh my God.
I do. I hope that I'm wrong. I absolutely do. But I think we really only started seeing a lot of the delays from COVID in the later portion of this year. What you don't realize is that all these companies were already working on a lot of these games, and a lot of them were already well into, their development cycle, so they only needed to be finished. Games that were early in development, or even like anything before like halfway, I'd say, this COVID and people being forced to work from home, it probably set games back, in some cases, as much as 12 to 18 months in their development cycle. I think 2021 is going to be filled with a lot of remasters, a lot of re-releases, repackagings, because there's going to be a lot of games that should have been 2021 titles that aren't going to be there. We're still going to get some really good games. Absolutely. I think Sony's got God of War Ragnarok up its sleeve. I think that's 2021. Horizon Forbidden West, that's 2021. But a lot of third parties and some of these first parties suffered a lot of delays that we don't even know about yet. I mean, we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but Cyberpunk just got delayed again today.
Right.
It's a short delay, but it's another delay. This is a game I was supposed to have 6 months ago, and it's been delayed twice.
Wow.
In the last 6 months.
When you really put that in perspective, that is crazy. 6 months.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that 2021 is phenomenal. I think we will get some really good games, but they're going to be few and far between. I think only the biggest developers are going to be able to handle this, COVID delay system well and get games out.
No, I agree. But,
last points on the Atari. I don't know if you looked at the specs or the official announcement on it. The one thing I can say that is pretty cool, it is a Linux-based system, but it can boot from external drives. So you could get it, a $350, $380 system, and use an external USB flash drive to boot Windows and essentially have yourself a, medium gaming PC, maybe a little less than medium.
Yeah.
So for someone that isn't, really into the daunting task of managing a high-end PC, all the components, the driver updates, it's not that challenging, but it is daunting when you've never done it. When you look at it, you think like, oh man, that's not going to be an easy task. And regardless of whether you've ever done it or not, it's pretty expensive to maintain. So someone that still wants to get into PC gaming but avoid all of that, yeah, the Atari thing's going to be pretty cool for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I don't see it being successful. I hope it doesn't even come out. I hope that like days before it comes out, Atari is like, that's just our COVID delayed April Fools. We got you. We're not that crazy.
Yeah, we forgot April Fools for COVID.
I think I saw something online about Atari launching hotels too. Like, what is there an Atari hotel for? Like, Are they going to replace the hotel like every 2 years? Like, here's the Atari Hotel 2600, the Atari Hotel 5200, the Atari Hotel Jaguar. Like
Jaguar, there it is.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. I don't trust anything with the Atari name on it. That's a company that burned gaming too many times. I mean, realistically, like, you're a Nintendo guy, and the truth is Atari destroyed gaming. They like to give themselves credit for building the console gaming market, and give it to them. They're not lying. They also crippled gaming. If it wasn't for Nintendo coming in to save them, or to save gaming, we wouldn't have console gaming as far along as it is. The NES saved gaming, or back then, in Japan, the Famicom, they called it.
Yeah.
So Atari might have built it, but Nintendo saved it, and they're the reason that we have PlayStations and Xboxes and the history with Sega. And to your point about Sega and the 30th anniversary of Sonic, I would love something. I would love a Sonic Adventure remaster, remake, a Sonic Adventure 3, whatever. But I'm going to be real. Sega doesn't do the things that they should do. They're a poor decision company as well, so don't be surprised if we get nothing. If they're just like, hey, today is the 30th anniversary of Sonic, here's a cool graphic of Sonic in a birthday cap. That's probably all they'll do. They're stupid, man. It's a company that's just not smart, man.
Well,
and I used to love Sega back in the day.
Well, remember, they were supposed to have a direct... Well, I don't even know if you freaking call it that.
I love that my Nintendo fanatic calls everything that's online a direct. Yeah, there's a PlayStation Direct, there's an Xbox Direct, Nintendo Direct, Sega Direct, World of Warcraft Direct, Atari's got a Direct, Amazon just announced Amazon Prime Day on the Amazon Direct. It's always a Direct. There's the NFL Direct talking about DK Metcalf being a superhuman.
I'm at work training for my job. I'm like, is this a job direct?
Yeah,
They're like, no. What do you mean? Like, no, but yeah.
He does his online courses and direct classes.
Yeah, right. If there's a video that's showing me news, it's a direct.
It's a direct. All right. And the funny thing is, Nintendo fans hated the idea of directs when they were first announced. They're like, oh, is this going to replace E3? This is horrible. Now we go crazy anytime any of these companies have a direct-like thing. What is it, the PlayStation State of Play, or... I don't think there's been one for a while, but Microsoft had, like, a monthly thing, like, Inside Xbox. I think they haven't done it since the summer. Hopefully we see one of those coming back soon. But yeah, sure. The Xbox Direct and PlayStation Direct and Nintendo Direct. Now everyone loves them.
Yeah, but I don't know if you remember this. Back in March, we were supposed to have a Direct for Sega. We were supposed to get like this presentation of Sonic news and everything like that, and we didn't see anything. And we didn't even hear about when it was coming back. And maybe they just held off until this 30th anniversary. So they've had the time.
I do recall you telling me about this. So
yeah, they've had the time. I mean, I would just love to see a remaster of Sonic Adventure, or 1 and 2. I don't even care. Make a 3, I'll be the happiest guy on the planet. But remaster 1 and 2, I'll be fine. Add in a little extra Chow Garden minigame. Really, dude? I'm just in it for the Chow Garden. You could just make Chow Garden out $60. No, I'm just kidding. But
there's a lot of Sega stuff I would love to come back. I feel like they're a mismanaged company that doesn't do the things that fans actually want them to do anymore.
Yeah, well,
I wish it wasn't, because I used to love the Dreamcast, man. I had so much fun. The Genesis and Dreamcast are among my favorite memories in gaming. So I'd love them to drop some Sonic Adventure.
My buddy was huge on the Dreamcast growing up. That was originally where I played Sonic DX.
Jeez. Well, so that's all we got for Nintendo and stupid Atari, right?
Yeah, and a little bit of Sega, I guess we threw in there.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we'll switch over to PlayStation. You know what? Before we switch over to PlayStation, I'm still streaming my screen to you, right?
Yeah.
Yo, take a look at this footage right here.
Buda Baker out in front. Can Metcalf track him down? Can he chase him down? And he does to save a touchdown. But what a play by Baker. Intended for Carson. Wilson lofted it. We had mentioned Baker's name tonight on the defensive play. There he is.
I was blown away.
Look at what happens. They're all...
Mute this.
This is me running to GameStop on the 20th when Calamity of Ganon comes out.
There's no one there to get him. That's a pick six. That is a pick six. Watch as he comes into frame. Like, get back here with that ball. I'm gonna get you. Come here. Bro,
Bang!
he looked back at the last second.
Watch the acceleration. Ready, right here. Oh my God! Look at him go! Oh baby, there he goes.
Look, he looks back right here and he's like, "Oh my God, someone's there!"
Wait, he put his hand up. He said, "Wait, man, wait. Hold on. Watch the hand. Watch the hand when he looks back.
Don't do this
Watch
to
the
me.
hand.
No.
Wait, man, wait. All right. Ah, bang. He thought he had a TD.
Oh my God. Everyone thought he had a TD,
Oh,
bro.
here comes the hand. Oh, he didn't even have the stiff arm. He was like, I don't even know what I can do.
Look, I've been watching football long enough to say that DK Metcalf is definitely getting a surprise drug test soon, but I don't think he needs it. He's just that kind of freak animal athlete that he's got athleticism people dream of having. Like, they're going to make superhero comic books about that guy.
Basically, in sports, I'm going to give the rundown right here for everybody what's going on. So, basically, next gen is the Seahawks. It's looking like we're not getting news. Atari tries to steal the show, right? But Atari looks like they're going to do something. You think. Oh, but there's next gen charging down. Atari comes up just short.
All right, you're so dumb.
No, but I do hope for the success. I mean, I hope, success for any company, but I don't think that's that's another Google Stadia in my head. And I told you how I felt about Stadia.
I don't hope for success for Atari. That's just no. No, sir. No. Refuse.
Well, there's the line.
Yeah. All right, so we're going on to PlayStation stuff. So there's not a crazy amount of news for most of the week, and then a lot of people in like YouTube and in the media, they started getting their PlayStations. The embargoes haven't lifted, so we haven't seen a lot, but we are starting to see some stuff.
Right.
I know I've heard a lot of talk about the controller. You know that the controller has these haptic triggers that can, like, they react to you. Like, in 2K, they were talking about how the triggers for, like, shooting and for, like, sprinting, they get harder to pull when your guy has less stamina. Like they turn up their resistance, which sounds interesting. Xbox did not anything to this degree, but with the Xbox One, they put in these impulse triggers that not a lot of people use, but it was like little rumble motors in the triggers that could, like, if you hit like the grass in a Forza game, the triggers would start to, like, fight you a little bit, kind of like your tires would. And like a shooting game, the trigger could kind of kick back. No one really used it because it wasn't on both systems, so I feel like third parties just ignored it. But it was a cool concept, and it looks like Sony's taking it a lot further. They said, like, with Spider-Man, you can, like, feel the electricity of Miles Morales' moves going across the controller. So I'm eager to get my hands on it. I know we're still, 2 weeks and 2 days? 2 weeks, 2 days away from the PlayStation, and I gotta hunt one down and hope I find it.
That's insane. 2 weeks, 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, I just gotta hope there's one there. I actually saw a thing that worried me because I was like, you know what, it's probably not gonna be too hard. I'll be able to walk into a store and find one, within the first couple weeks. There's a lot of people reporting that their pre-orders got canceled. That maybe Sony might have sold more than what they had and came out and canceled, which tells me I'm not gonna be able to find one in the store, and I'm gonna have to be like that GIF you sent me where Thanos is punching a little kid that has the last PlayStation. So, whoever the little kid is, I'm sorry in advance. But look, if you're listening to this, if you see me at the store and you have the PS5 in your hand, to understand that you are leaving without that PS5. Whether or not you have a bloody nose, that's your decision.
At least you give the courtesy of warning, which is really what matters at the end of the day, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm not just gonna walk up and punch them. I'm like, listen, give it to me, or I'm gonna punch you. Like, and not if they're really little. So people, like, if you don't want me to steal PS5s from your children, like, hand it to, like, the 4-year-old. I won't hit them. But like, if it's like 12, if the kid's like 12, yeah, he's giving it up or he's getting punched in the head. It's just that simple. I want the PlayStation, and it's all about who wants it more, and it's gonna be me.
It's gonna be you. Yeah. Another thing in the PlayStation news. How about Destruction All-Stars getting delayed all the way to February instead of being a launch title?
Yeah, and it's weird to see something get delayed like that, like right before launch. But this actually happened with PlayStation before, and it was a bigger delay. They were really hyping Drive Club as the big racing PS4 launch title, and it was amazing. I have Drive Club. It's, to this day, one of the best looking games I've ever played. Probably still the best weather effects gaming has seen. But it ended up delayed from launch to, like, almost a year later. It was supposed to be like the first PS Plus free PS4 game, and then instead I think I got like Resogun or something, which is a dope game too. But yeah, so Destruction All Stars gets delayed, but also gets confirmed to be a PS Plus title when it first comes out in February. So if you're a PS Plus member, you're going to get it for free. I honestly thought this was a game that should have been either cheaper or included on PS Plus from the get-go. It looks fun. It doesn't look like something that can right now justify $70 out of my wallet. Have you actually seen the game yet, Sween?
I
do. I think I do have the initial video here. Let me.
Yeah, let's get that up.
So it's got like some like crazy over the top like Fortnite style characters, I guess you might say, in their designs. And there's like stuff you do while you're not in the car. There's stuff while you are in the car. It's kind of like Rocket League meets Fortnite.
Yeah, I remember seeing this game. Now that I'm watching it a little bit.
Yeah, like I mean, you're seeing what looks to be gameplay here, and it's definitely got that Rocket League feel. You know, you were a big Rocket League guy for a while, so
still
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I played a little bit. I never got too into it. Maybe I'll give it another shot. Me and you should play together one of these days. Yeah, and then you see like he's drop kicking people outside of the car. That was interesting. The track looks like an obstacle course. It looks like a fun game. It just doesn't look like something that can compete for $70 with like Spider-Man or Demon Souls or Assassin's Creed Valhalla or something like that. I don't see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe when I play it, I'm gonna be like, man, this is the funnest game I've ever played, and it deserves the money. But just looking at it, I think that this is something that should have been, $30 at launch, and then I would have been hyped and like, yo, I'm definitely buying that. But I can tell you, if this came out at launch, it's one of the games I wasn't going to buy.
Yeah.
All right, where is that? Let me take that off. Boom.
You want to know something else? Well, we'll bring it up. We'll bring it up a little later. Because it kind of reflects back.
I have some 2K21 gameplay here. Have you seen the 2K21 gameplay?
I have not yet. Not the gameplay. I saw the trailer.
Yeah, you saw the graphics trailer, right?
Yeah.
I think we talked about it last week, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we did. So, I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to mute it.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Eric Benish, Executive.
Boom. So, it is next-gen gameplay, and, like, it's being just recorded right here, so they load in pretty quick. I am surprised they're not showing LeBron. I know they showed a screenshot, but it's like, normally that's the guy they show. I gotta say, I'm looking at it, and I'm really loving the, like, this presentation in the beginning of a game where you're seeing the people on the court, players just moving around, Steph dribbling here. That reporter looks like a real person.
Yeah.
It's kind of uncanny. I almost don't like it. It's like, stop it. I think this is... Brandon Ingram kind of looks like Bow Wow from that, what was that movie where he, like, got Michael Jordan sneakers or something? Like Mike? Yeah.
He did the little smile after he said that. He's like, thanks, man.
Yeah. Well, I really like this this presentation. Like, it does remind me of a basketball game that you're watching on TV.
Yeah, wow.
The graphics are incredible. Like, knowing that this is actually what we're going to be playing with. And they do show, I've already seen this, but they do show in a minute that, like, the live game cam, you play 2K, right? I remember you were pretty hyped about getting it on the Switch.
Switch? Yeah.
So, like, the live game cam, they changed the angle a little bit. You see how it comes down here? And it's like just a little bit closer so you can kind of see some more detail, and they can really show off what they did for the visuals. Right. You can still see clothes moving as these guys are moving around the court, which is pretty cool.
I like this angle.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I normally don't like when a sports game changes, something that works like a camera angle, but this is all right.
Yeah, wow. I like how they're emphasizing on the shot. I like this. This is obviously for one player. I'm going to assume they don't do this for two player, though.
Yeah, it's probably like more of a classic angle and 2-player.
I like this though. This is looking 3 in money. Yep.
Yeah, well, it's Steph and Clay. It better be threes.
2K is really the sports game that just tends to push out a better and better game every year.
I don't know about every year because I don't play it every year. I normally only buy it like once or twice a generation. But it is like at the start of every generation, I'm always blown away. I remember when they first showed 2K6 for the 360, and I was super excited. That initial 2K14 trailer for PS4 got me to buy the game. And seeing this gameplay, I'm definitely buying this. I'm loving the animations. I'm loving how like the feet aren't clipping into the floor. I haven't been playing enough to really know if that's been something fixed for years, but I know the last time I was playing it was something that I saw a lot. So it's nice to see it look like they're actually stepping down on the floor. I like that.
See what he does here. Oh, good move. But yeah, this game is Bow Wow.
Yeah, it does look pretty good.
It was a game I said the other day that would be a great game idea, and it was just out of nowhere. I was talking with my buddy. They should have made a Space Jam arcade kind of game, like a 3-on-3 Space Jam game.
Well, they got Space Jam 2 coming with LeBron, so maybe that's something we can get.
Yeah, I think that would just be so cool, right?
All right, let's end that. Back to Nexomon or Pokemon: The Nexo Adventures.
Nexo.
I know. I don't know if you saw this. I don't think you're. From when I talked to you, you don't seem as impressed to me as I am with the load times. Like it doesn't seem like something that's really bothering you that much right now. Maybe because you play primarily on Switch. But they showed Devil May Cry 5, and like they tested it loading on like the Xbox One X, the PS4 Pro, I think the PC, and the PS5, and like. The PS4 Pro was like 22 seconds of load time, which isn't like an eternity. 22 seconds isn't the longest time in the world. But on the PS5, it was 2. And I know that doesn't sound like much, like 20 seconds. Okay, who cares about saving 20 seconds? But when you're thinking about a game that you might play for several weeks, and you might see 100 loads in the time you play, and you're shaving 20 seconds off every single one of them, it is something to get into a game that much quicker. I really can't wait to see it in some more lengthy loading games like The Division 2 or Destiny.
Yeah. Well, the only reason why I guess I'm not too concerned with it is because I'm pretty patient. I just really, it's whatever if it takes 20 seconds. But with that being said, we do live in a generation now where, we're used to high-speed internet. We want things and we want it now. We want it fast, and we want to start playing. We want to get in, and we don't want to wait. And I mean, maybe it's not good that we're like that, but when we have the technology to be like that, we're bound to kind of be like that. I'm not as impressed with the load times off screen as I am seeing like the transitions, like when we talked about Ratchet and Clank, how we can transition to a whole new world in the matter of a snap of a finger. That's what's really blowing my mind away personally. So, I mean, I guess I just kind of have a little bit of a different perspective on it, but I guess it's more of like I'm just kind of patient with load times as it is.
No, I mean, I definitely hear what you're saying. I think what Ratchet showed was incredibly impressive. I wish they would explain it a little bit more to the average people.
PS5. Look at that thing. My, oh my. I really do like PS5's design, though. I will give them credit where it's due. I know a lot of people made a lot of memes about it, but man, that thing looks cool. It just looks like it would go nice in the house anywhere. I feel like, honestly, and I would love to see what they're gonna do with like custom designs.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it now, and I'll tell you, like, it has a really cool, like, futuristic kind of look to it. I know there were a lot of memes, like, it was, like, Cell's head. It was the one robot from WALL-E. It was a Wi-Fi router. I think someone put, like, a PS2 in, like, a white binder we had in school. And, like, look, I've got a PS5.
somebody did like a heater or something, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, like an oscillating heater.
Yeah, there you go.
So it is massive though. Like as I'm looking at it, and I know like I've been comparing it to the Series X. A lot of people have shown it compared to the Series X because obviously they're direct competitors. But the thing that I see is that the Series X was designed from the get-go to kind of look the way it is. Like a couple years ago in their development were like, all right, we want a monstrously powerful system that really competes with like the higher end PCs, not the ultra high enthusiast PCs, but like the guys that are buying $1,000, $1,200, $1,400 towers at the same time that the system's coming out. We want to compete with that. And the thing is, you're not going to get that in that little PS4 box on the left. That's just not how consoles and computer tech work. If you want big computer power, you need big computer casing. You know? Now, the PS4 Pro is what I have. It's sitting here next to me. And up until I saw this picture, I wasn't concerned about putting my PS5 in its place. Now I'm not certain it's going to fit. It might have to go somewhere else. Like I was like, oh, it's not that much bigger than the PS4 Pro. I was wrong. Yes, it is. That thing's bigger than the PS3, man.
Not to shed any hate at all, but that is one thing I love the look of it, but I do not like the size of the PS5. One thing I love about my Switch so much is the portability. It's very, very easy to bring around. And
look at it next to an Xbox, to an OG Xbox, bro. Which was a massive system.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that's like
look at it next to a PS3. I've got that PS3 sitting here. You know what was cool about that PS3 that most of my friends didn't know, and I have no idea why? Like I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. That little PlayStation logo on the front, you could twist it if you stood it upright, so it would still be the normal PlayStation logo. It wasn't just stuck like that. And I thought that was awesome.
The PS5 looks like a futuristic taco, and it looks awesome. If you ask me.
A futuristic taco. All right.
That's what we're going to be eating tacos 2040. That's what they're going to look like, so get ready for that.
This is just,
coming soon.
This was crazy to me how big it is. I mean, and then don't forget that little base in the bottom. To take that off, you've got to grab a screwdriver, man. There's a screw in there. People are very mad about this.
I mean, well,
why? I don't know.
Why are people mad, or why the screws?
No, why are people mad about it? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Because it's not convenient for them.
You got to do it once. Most people are not going to do that more than once. Some people are never going to do it at all.
Hey, I'm just giving. Listen, I'm entirely out of it. I'll play a PS5 at other people's houses. I can't see myself getting one for a little bit. Just a little bit of a tighter budget, and I'm gonna get the Xbox first. So,
because of that Series S.
Huh?
Because of that Series S, right?
It's a sell point.
Yeah, $300 for a next gen console, and I know that it's not as powerful as the Series X, but I mean it beats the One X in pretty much every spot. It's got that new Zen 2 CPU, which is, I think, the hard drive and the CPU are going to be the big things for next gen. Because with this generation of consoles, the PS4 and Xbox One, we didn't get a big CPU upgrade. In some regards, we got a CPU downgrade. Yeah, the graphics cards got better. They always do. But we kind of sidestepped CPUs and just went with, a cheaper version of a similar CPU power-wise. So, knowing that we're getting a true generational leap at CPU, I can't wait to see how it works out.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know if this is really PlayStation news, Xbox news, whatever we want to call it, but I'll bring to the screen. Look at this tweet from Cyberpunk. See it?
Yeah.
No more delays are happening. Look at when they tweeted this, bro. 3 weeks ago. 21 days ago, they said there were no more delays happening. Okay? Yeah, what is the music going on at your house?
That is not music. That is a mower outside.
Oh, okay. Whatever it is. Like, go out there and hit your neighbor. All right. So no more delays are happening 21 days ago. And today, We've decided to delay the game by 21 days. What? What?
What strategy?
Look, I'm going to be honest. This doesn't make me mad. It makes me sad that I got to wait longer to play it, but I'm one of those guys that I'd rather you delay a game. I'd rather you delay the game because first impressions do last. If I play this game day one and it's a buggy, broken mess, I might never go back to it. So, if you need an extra 3 weeks, take it. If you need an extra 3 months, take it. I mean, I hope you don't, but take it. Make sure the game releases and it's good. And I do get it. They explain in here that, they have to test it, and they're testing the Xbox One X, One S, the compatibility modes on the Series S and Series X, the PS4 and PS4 Pro, the compatibility on PS5, PC, Stadia. We can just kick that Stadia out. Guys, stop supporting Stadia. All right. Google sucks.
No support.
No, I mean, not that Google sucks, but like they suck in the Stadia aspect. So I don't like it. Maybe they'll make a believer out of me at some point, but my cloud gaming is gonna be on xCloud, and I'm calling it xCloud. I said it last week. I'm gonna say it forever. You can call it whatever else you want, Microsoft, but it's still xCloud. Don't forget. But yeah, this really shocked me to see that 3 weeks ago they so clearly put out there, hey, we're not delaying anymore. And now they're like, yeah, we're delaying. We're definitely delaying. So.
Right. That's terrible. What were you saying earlier? 6 months it's been delayed now?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like back around April.
Oh.
And then, again, I don't really mind too much. I want the game to be great. If you need a little extra time, you need a little extra time. But it does kind of look weird. 3 weeks ago, you're saying, oh, no more delays. So, like, you're super confident that you're good. This game's coming. And then 3 weeks later, you're like, okay, we need an extra 3 weeks. Like, what happened? Was there no more delays 3 weeks ago, and then you just took 3 weeks off? You came back and were like, oh, wait a minute, we had more stuff to do. I mean, I don't think that's really what happened, but it looks weird. That you said no delay, honestly. And then you were like, oh, wait, there is a delay. Oops.
They're human beings, dude. It's very well possible that did happen.
I'm going to be honest. Looking at CD Projekt Red and, like, the quality of games they put out with The Witcher 3 and now Cyberpunk, I'm not certain they are human.
Yeah.
They're like developers designed in a lab. Them, the Rockstar Games guys with Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead. And most of the Nintendo teams for, their main first-party games. They're all just developers that were designed genetically to develop the best games that we've ever played. Oh, and the Naughty Dog guys. Don't forget them, too.
They were designed to design.
Yeah. Yo, I don't know if you're looking at the screen here, but this person that I'm, like, paid by the guild to, like, take care of just fell into this hole in the game. And the cat's like, yo, if we get our story straight, we can start new lives and take off. Like, nah, bro, we gotta go save her. What the hell?
Could you really actually just walk away?
I don't think so, no. He's just very funny. He's always got something to say. I'm trying to leave anyway. I'm like, nah, screw this. Something bad's down there.
Did you go down there?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go down there. I gotta go fight whatever the dragon that was down there is.
But you gotta see if there's anything. Oh.
Yeah, see, that it looked like I could walk out of those spots, but whatever.
Yeah, I thought so too. Nice Thunder Shard, need that. Phantom Shard.
Yeah, the shards are like they're used to make special Nexo traps to capture like electric Pokemon, water Pokemon, whatever. But you can also use them in the main city there to make cores that you equip on your Nexomon that enable you to like boost your XP, boost your damage, boost your defense, stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's a cool little feature. All right, so I guess that's it for PlayStation stuff because there's a lot of embargoes. They're not showing that many games yet. What I've seen, I've liked, and I like the talk of the controller. I'm hoping to see some more hands-on impressions in the next couple of days. I'm sure that as these systems are getting closer and closer to launch, we're going to get, like, the floodgates are just going to open and we're going to see, just a crazy amount more content. Demon Souls, Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm waiting to see some Valhalla footage that is actually on one of these systems, because the only thing they showed was, last week they showed like a deep dive. It didn't have any of those disclaimers that you normally see where it's like footage captured running on a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X hardware. So I assume that's a PC. So, like, I need to actually see how this is going to run on these systems, Especially, I don't want to knock them because I do like a lot of their games, but Ubisoft is a company that they're kind of not great at optimizing stuff. Like, a lot of their games on computers, you need a lot more power than what you would think to run the games efficiently.
Yeah.
They don't always optimize as good as I think they could. So I need to see more, and I do think we're going to see. I think that they're kind of the developer of next gen right now because they have like 6 games dropping in the first couple months the systems are out. Stuff like Assassin's Creed, like Watch Dogs, Far Cry. I know that they're patching Rainbow Six to run 120 frames on these systems if you have a TV that can do it. Oh, there's that dragon thing I was telling you about.
Yeah, there it is. It looks like a spider.
Thanks for pointing that out.
That's your favorite.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm done playing this game.
Ice spider.
I guess that's really all I have for PlayStation. The thing that really gets me here is I'm an Xbox guy. You know that.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything for Xbox this week. Like, I don't think
Xbox has had anything for us this week.
Yeah, it's been kind of a lull. Like, I know that they did have a big UI video. I don't know if you saw this. If you did, I'm sorry. They showed like a 14-minute video that was like, it was kind of like an answer to PlayStation's UI video that they did last week. Yeah. And I understand it. My thing is, the UI is exactly the same as the Xbox One. It's faster, and it's got animated backgrounds instead of static backgrounds. But other than that, it's the same. The storefront is the same. The system looks the same. The guide looks the same. I don't know that I needed a 14-minute video for you to say, hey, it runs faster. I guess for people that never played an Xbox One, that either are new to gaming or maybe they only had a Switch or a PS4 this gen and they're grabbing Xbox this time for whatever reason. Game Pass is a great deal. The Series X is a great price. Or Series S is a great price. I mean, for those people that have never seen the Xbox One interface, then yeah, the video makes total sense. But I feel like, you got to kind of pander to your fan base. Like, 50 million of us have used the Xbox One interface pretty regularly. So we don't need a 14-minute video to show us how it runs. I do think, like, right now, we're 2 weeks to the day from the system launching. So I think that we're a couple days from, everything really just popping off, and they're going to show a lot more in-depth gameplay stuff. One thing that surprises me is, I don't know if you remember when the One X was coming out, Microsoft had this thing where it was like every couple weeks they had this new Inside Xbox One X Enhanced, and it was like a video and article series where they interviewed developers of different games that were being patched for the One X, and they asked them, like, hey, what's different about your game on the One X? What makes it better? What was your experience working with the One X? What are you excited for? Stuff like that. And they've had a couple of them for the Series X, but I really thought we would have seen more, especially when they lost Halo and didn't have a truly dedicated launch exclusive. So right. I'm surprised that we haven't seen a little more of them going out of their way to show developers talking about what's better about the Series X. Like, I know Digital Foundry had a thing with the Dirt 5 guys talking about how easy it was to get it up to 120 frames per second and the benefits of the load speeds and all that. But I would have liked to see more.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well, I mean, something I guess for Xbox, there is 3 pretty good sales I noticed. I was looking at sales for all game consoles, and I did notice 3 for Xbox is Madden 21 is on sale right now for $40. Star Wars Squadrons goes down from $40 to $30. But the biggest one I thought, honestly, was how about Assassin's Creed Odyssey down for $15 right now?
Yeah, man, I hate looking at the sales on Xbox because I'm an impatient guy, so I tend to buy all of these games right when they come out, and then I don't play them. So now you're telling me that Odyssey is $15 and I paid $100 when it came out.
Well, I'm just saying for the people to know, like, if anybody.
I'm gonna mute my mic and cry for a second, okay? No, it is good to share with other people. There are some pretty good deals, and actually with the Ubisoft stuff, to celebrate the launch of Watch Dogs, they've got a bunch of stuff in the store where it's like the Watch Dogs guys hacked the store. So like if you go to buy Odyssey or play Odyssey, the picture used to be like your main character standing there in like their Spartan gear with their weapons. Now it's like a dude in a suit wearing the pig mask from Watch Dogs.
Right.
And like all of the Ubisoft games are like that. It's a cute little touch. It's a kind of viral marketing type deal. I like it.
I love it too. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I guess
the only thing I would say with the Madden and Star Wars sales is if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, starting November 10th, EA Play, which is the new branding for EA Access, is part of Game Pass Ultimate. And with EA Play, you get a 10% discount on EA titles. I don't know that any of those sales will still exist then, or what sales might be. But you will get like 10-hour trials of games like Star Wars Squadrons and Madden and FIFA, UFC, and you'll get 10% off of anything you buy in the digital storefront as part of EA Play. So, I mean, Game Pass Ultimate just gets even more valuable at that point. It's anyone. I don't even care if you're a hater. If you can look at Game Pass Ultimate and tell me it's not a good deal, I'm gonna look at you and tell you you're an idiot.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's a great deal. I mean, you can't go wrong. And it's great for Xbox too, or Microsoft. So, I mean, I guess something. It's both PS5 and Xbox Series X. We did find out that Madden 21 and FIFA 21 will both be arriving on December 4th on next-gen consoles.
Yeah, and I know. I said in the last one that I hadn't seen any of Madden, so I was thinking that maybe it wasn't coming, which blew me away because I haven't seen a PlayStation or Xbox launch without Madden. I don't remember the PS1 launch lineup, but I know the PS2, 3, and 4 all had Madden. I know the Xbox 360, and Xbox One all had Madden right at launch, so that was surprising. But like it got me because we did see like a very brief snippet of Madden on the initial like Xbox marketing campaign where Pat Mahomes kind of introduced it and they showed a little gameplay from like some different angles and whatnot. I couldn't really tell how good it was. I'm going to be honest, what I saw didn't look like 2K, so I'd like to see more. Maybe they've gotten it better since then. But it really shocked me that they haven't shown any more since then.
Right.
And I said last week that I hoped I was wrong. I hoped that Madden was coming. They did say that it is coming. It's a little bit late. It's almost a month after release. And remember that if you bought Madden already, you're going to get the upgrade to Madden on PS5 and Series X. So that doesn't last forever. I don't know the end date. But they did put an end date where if you buy it before a certain date, you'll get the free upgrade. Probably should do that if you're interested in it at all, guys. And they should probably show it more.
Right. So, what about did you see Xbox's new controller they're releasing?
Oh.
Well, it's released already, I believe. The Mandalorian controller.
Yeah, the Mandalorian controller. It's $170.
What do you think?
I mean,
too much?
I feel like Microsoft's done really well for the last couple years at doing like special edition controllers. And I know that it comes with the charging base, but I still feel like that price tag makes it like unworthy. Like at that point I can grab an Elite controller.
Yeah, I just don't. It's a great looking controller. Don't get it wrong.
Absolutely beautiful.
They put phenomenal passion into it. I love the unique, little headset piece they got going there. I mean, I think that controller is really well put together. $160 well put together.
If you look like back to the screen, this is me making cores on that Nexamon game. So like you have to have however many shards it's showing you on the right, and like each core has level 1, 2, 3, 3 obviously being the best. So like the XP one boosts your XP by 20%. That's pretty solid. There's another XP one, the white one down here. I think that's what I'm going to make. And it gives you 25% of the XP that your team members got without you having to fight. So like if you have 4 of those on your guy, then like you could have your main Pokemon do the fight, and then someone else that has 4 of those would get 100% of the XP. Oh, stop it. Damn it.
You said it.
Damn it. It's Pokemon the Nexo Adventures. That's what I'm calling it. I'm going to make up a logo and everything.
So I'm going to go Microsoft on you big time. I'm actually going to go full Microsoft, and I need you to hear me out on something because I'm going to bring up a controller, and it's going to lead me into an opinion I was going to talk about the other day. Remember we were talking about what games we'd like to see come back?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to talk about a game coming back necessarily, but I do want to talk about a game that I think could have really been improved on, and I thought was a great game. But the controller, I think Xbox's best Xbox One controller, custom design wise, the Sea of Thieves controller was insanely pretty. My buddy still uses it to this day.
Yes, it was. The controller and the hard drive they released.
Now, with that being said, I would love to see not Sea of Thieves.
I'm so mad I didn't get that controller.
Not Sea of Thieves so much sequel, but as much like almost like a new game. But instead of just making it for pirates, make it like different like tribes, different islands, different tribes. You can join factions, and instead of just making it sailing, add multiple tasks in the game. Make it like a Voyager kind of full on, you know what I mean? Sign agreements with parties, like just make it crazy, you know what I mean? Keep the same graphic style, but make a little bit deeper, because I thought Sea of Thieves was actually a really great game.
I'll tell you, I played Sea of Thieves when it first came out, and I lost interest pretty quickly, mainly because I very rarely had my actual friends to play with, and I think that is a game that you want to enjoy with people you know.
You need people. But when we had my buddies, we were like literally talking like pirates. We'd be like, "Yarg!" And then when you found out you can hear other people just through game chat, and you got people yelling on your boat actually drunk, it was just a fun time. Sea of Thieves was unlike anything else, man. It really was. It did. I don't think it got boring gameplay wise for me. It got boring with, all right, a max level, what now? And then by the time they updated the game, I was already, done with the game, and it just.
Well, I saw the other day that it has like 15 million active users. Like, it's actually doing pretty well, especially since they moved it on to Steam.
So and that's a Microsoft-made game, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Well, I mean, it's one of the companies they bought a long time ago, Rare. So yes.
Oh, Rare does make it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's clear it's Rare with that. It's got that Rare humor.
Yeah. I haven't played the game in a while, so I couldn't exactly remember Rare making it.
I haven't either, and Sean's been talking to me about it, like, yo, no one ever wanted to play Sea of Thieves with me. And I did see that it's getting patched for the Series X. So when the Series X drops, I'm going to jump back into Sea of Thieves. I'm going to start it over from the beginning. And hopefully have more fun with it, playing with people I know. Maybe we'll get you to get that Series S. You can hop on with us.
I think I definitely would do that. I would really love to play that game again. I had some fun times on Sea of Thieves.
I could see you talking like a pirate. I almost became a pirate this week. I got
Let me hear your pirate impression.
No. I got I had I woke up and my eye was swollen. I actually had to go to the doctor. I had a blocked oil duct, and he was like, yeah, well, I could give you an eye patch, but it doesn't look that bad. I think it's gonna clear up. And I was like, man, if I go home with an eye patch on, my kids are gonna act like I'm a pirate for the rest of my life.
Are you ready, kids?
Stop.
You know what I mean?
Stop. Busted out the SpongeBob. There's something wrong with you, man.
Always.
Something very wrong with you.
Always will be.
Yeah, like I said, there wasn't a lot of Xbox news for me to talk about this week.
Well, we covered a decent amount of things, but yes,
I'm still hyped for it. I can't wait for it. We're 2 weeks out, and Amazon's pissing me off because I still don't have an updated estimated delivery date on my Xbox. Guys, it better be November 10th, all right? Because otherwise, I'm going to start breaking Amazon stuff, all right? Every time I see something from Amazon on someone's porch, I'm going to run up and kick that shit. Just, Amazon, get me my system on time, all right? And they're probably going to, I'm whining And the truth is, I did the same thing with the 1X, and I was panicked, and I still got it right on time. Maybe they're just not going to give me the updated delivery date until they actually ship. But for the next 14 days, or however many it takes them to give me an estimated delivery date, I'm going to be annoyed. I'm going to be mouthing off on Twitter and YouTube and complaining to people at work. And every time I get an update on my phone that Amazon ships something, I'm going to, like, my heart will skip a beat for a second, and then I'll see that it's some random thing that the old lady ordered.
Right.
Yeah, it keeps happening, man. I'm like, oh, man, they shipped something. Let me see. What is it? And then I look, and it's like, oh, some cleaning gloves.
Hey, speaking of Amazon, I actually have to shop on Amazon today because they got another great sale. The SanDisk Ultra 400 gigabyte micro SD card, only $50 now.
All right, well, I'm ordering that right now.
I am too. That's happening.
What's the speed class on that?
Just a 1. All right.
Let me see. $100 MB. $10 more for the 120 megabyte one. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting spoiled by the Xbox and the PlayStation transfer speeds, but like I keep looking at these transfer speeds that are in like the 100 megs, and I'm like, you know, the Xbox does 2.4 gigabytes.
Yeah, anytime I transfer anything, I usually just kind of let it sit anyway, so, you know. But yeah, I'm ordering that because I'm sick of 128 gigs. I'm sick of deleting and reinstalling.
Yeah, you know, that's something to keep in mind with the Series SX and PS5. Like, especially the PS5, you know, they went all out with the speed on that hard drive, but it is a smaller hard drive. Like, I think it's 825 gigs, and you only get like 660. Dude, some of these games are big. Like, Modern Warfare, I think, takes up like 160 on my Xbox.
Wow.
So, and, you know, the PlayStation hard drive can't be replaced. You can add to it with that NVMe slot, but you can't replace it. You're stuck with the 825 that's on the motherboard. Of course, you can use external drives. You just can't play PS5 or Series S or X games off of the external drives. They have to be on the certified fast enough, you know, internal that comes with it, or with the PlayStation, the NVMe expansion slot, or with the Xbox, I think it's like a Seagate 1 terabyte external kind of memory card deal. Which is crazy to think that, like, on PS2, we were paying like $30 for an 8 megabyte memory card. And now, don't get me wrong, it's a lot more. The Seagate card is $220, but it's a terabyte. It's like the amount of memory. I mean, at $30, how many memory cards did you need to get to a terabyte when you had 8 megabyte memory cards, man? I'm not doing the math on it. I'm just asking.
No, it's too much. Too much math.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like we actually wrapped around my Nexamon footage. We're back to the beginning. I think we did that last week too.
Did we?
So I got to start recording a little bit longer. That's on me. Anyone out there that's annoyed that the video is replaying, that's my fault.
That's his fault.
Yeah, definitely my fault. I should play a little.
Go back to DK Metcalf.
I was literally just thinking about doing this, man.
Yeah, there he goes. Oh, you gotta love it. Well, that's. Well, there you go. We're gonna get another replay on this. Here we go. We're gonna get another replay on this one, Jim. Let's slow this one down for the people back at home.
Dude, this is just incredible to see the speed.
Well, look, you see Atari playing his
this
own
is a
defense.
pick six. Shut up with your Atari. Look at this. That's a pick six. You're taking that 97 to the house, and he thinks he's gone. He thinks he's gone. He looks back right here like, what the hell is going on?
The hand.
Dude,
I mean,
you know that you're running, and from where you pick, you think this is a pick six.
Look at the feet. Look at the he's just stomping down like da-dum, 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 da-dum,
Yeah.
da-dum, da-dum. Oh my god! Bang! It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a traffic accident. Oh my!
I mean, this is really impressive, and it's going to be replayed 1,000 times this season. But and not to take anything from DK Metcalf, I saw T.O. do this a long time ago. T.O., I think Tony Romo threw a pick, and T.O. had to cross the field to be the guy that stopped that. And he was like the furthest guy from the ball and still got there because just like Metcalf, T.O. was a next level athlete.
He said my neck's on right now. I said, yo, throw DK Metcalf back up there. Like, I gotta see what's I realized I don't even think he was going for the stiff arm. I think he was waving goodbye to whoever he had in the audience, bro. Honestly, I don't even see an attempt to like put him in the ground. He just kind of like waved to somebody. I think, bro. Look, he knows. He saw Metcalf. He said, "Oh, you can't even see the hand there. Hold on, let's get it again. We're gonna get it at this angle. This is a better angle. You can see he's just looking at the ball. That dude's pointing like he's happy. Pick 6, baby." DK Metcalf said, "Russell, move aside real quick. I got you. I'm not letting you go through this." He waved goodbye. He didn't even look at. Here it goes. Here it goes. Ready? He knew. Looks back. It's over. Ma, bye. Bang. He's going down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was going. Like he's going on the school bus in the morning. Like, see you later. I got class. There he goes.
That's an absurd speed, man. And look at how much bigger he is. You shouldn't be able to outrun someone you're that much bigger than.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Yeah.
Yo, to think my team passed on him for J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is really stinging in my
Yeah,
heart.
we're not going to talk about your team, okay?
Yeah,
we're going to skip that. Look, your team beat my team. Congratulations. My team sucks. Your team sucks too. I don't care. Our whole division sucks. Haha. No,
Sean
really though.
Jackson.
You guys got the win. Wentz looked good when he needed to look good at the end of the game. Like he kind of got blamed for that one pick. I mean, that was just a good defensive play. Like,
that was a terrible throw. I'm sorry, absolutely not. Don't even give. It
No,
was a good defensive play. It was a great, but dude, come on. I mean, that ball
I mean,
was so.
he put that ball in the spot that he thought either my player is going to go up and get it or it's going to be incomplete. He did not think a Giants player was going to leap for that and come down in bounds.
He's got to throw a laser, and he's got to throw that in front of the receiver, not in the air. I mean, he had nobody in front of him. He's got to throw that and not go for the touch. The thing is he's getting selfish and going for the touchdown rather than going for it right at the 5-yard line and letting his receiver make a play or just get the ball there. I've seen some unnecessary risks this year, but
yeah, I mean, he's thrown more picks than he has since his rookie season. So, like I said, your team sucks, but I'm gonna give him credit. They beat my team. Just my team sucks too. So.
Well, it's because your team wanted to hit Deshaun Jackson a little dirty, and they paid for it. Well, let's Evan Ingram. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, you know what? With that, I think I'm gonna end the show at an hour and 22 minutes. And I'm real quick. I'm just gonna take your logo off the screen. I think we're gonna take auditions. We're gonna take auditions for someone to replace the green screen. All right. And just remember that the only thing that you have to do is talk video games and not talk smack about my Giants. Okay? I'll talk enough smack about my Giants myself.
Hey, let's talk. Put the logo back up there real quick. Don't end it yet. We got to talk about something really ironic real quick. It's funny that you have Nintendo as red and Xbox is green, but I'm the green guy and you're the red guy.
I don't know if that's ironic. That's coincidental.
All right, you know what? It was a pretty cool point.
Irony is like when the opposite of what was intended occurs. This is definitely a coincidence.
It's ironic.
I don't think so. I think you're struggling with English.
Listen, meet me in the middle. It's an ironic coincidence.
Shut up. All right, man. I'm about to get ready for work, and you're going in. What'd you say? 6?
6.
All right. So enjoy a couple hours of not having to be at work. I hate you already.
Oh man, jeez. Well, thank you.
All right, man. Let's do this again next week.
You got it.
All right. Red Cloud Gamer and Green Swing signing off.
Later.